Be asking the real Anthony from Dead Presidents, Brother Ari Merretazon, uh, some questions, and then after that we'll open up the floor, and you guys can ask questions of him. So, Brother Ari, how are you doing today?
Hey man, fantastic, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Now, my first question here is, how were you approached about using your story for Dead Presidents?
Well, that's an interesting piece. I was in Little Rock, Arkansas at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and Wallace Terry was down in 1985 when the book Bloods was first published.
Mm-hmm.
He was on a tour doing a little PowerPoint presentation of the Bloods, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And about 10 years later, the book came around, and the Dead President folks contacted me.
Wow.
You know, they had already did the deal with Wallace Terry.
Mm.
Then they contacted me. They booked the whole Bloods from Wallace Terry, get to my story. They did that, and it got to me, and I got paid on my end on the backside.
Nice.
So you know, it was just something happened that me and Wallace was like, we know we gotta do something. Wallace was doing bad, I was doing bad, and then when those big checks came to me, woo,
Oh yeah.
it's very timely, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's an article in the Washington Post.
Mm-hmm.
It came out during the weekend of the Million Man March of '85.
Ah, okay.
I think it was 10/15/95. When Wallace and I talk about how we dealt with that movie, you know, and
Wow.
what the current situation was, you know, and how grateful we was that it came through at that time.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that article?
Hmm?
Did you ever see that article?
I didn't.
Mm.
I kind of came in the like after all of this had already happened when I met Michael.
Yeah, so that's how I got into it, man. It was just, you know, it was huge brother. They decided about the book. They made me, and that's another story.
Yeah, it's an iconic film. How much input did you have in the actual story of it?
Well, I didn't have much input at all because, as I mentioned, when they contacted me, the movie had pretty much was already done.
Okay.
Right? I did a couple of interviews with Lorenz Tate, Chris Tucker, to get them to tell them who I was, that type of thing. They get my idea of how I dealt with the situation in war and prison. And that was it. We interviewed, I think we interviewed in New York City, then I went on site in Hawaii somewhere. And that was the extent of my involvement in terms of my input.
I got you. So, how was it when you met Michael Brown, knowing that he's also a former military person, Marine, and you were in the Army, knowing that one guy, even though he was not a combat soldier, and you were, like, how did that hit you?
Hey, well, Michael Brown, I don't think I ever met him. You know,
You never met him?
I don't think I ever met Michael Brown.
Okay.
He popped up at the producer studio in California, but for that, I couldn't recognize him if I was seeing the.
I got you. All right. What like how and when were you approached by Wallace Terry about bringing his book and your part
Say
of
that one more
it?
time.
How were you approached by Wallace Terry as far as how you guys got involved? Did you know each other in the
Yeah,
military?
at the time I was living in D.C. with Wally and his wife Janice. Not living with them, but we lived in D.C.
Mhm.
And my wife at the time was a student at Haywood Kirkland, and Wally was a professor there. He was telling me he's been to a book called by no Vietnam veterans that he wanted to talk with. My wife told him that I was available, and we hooked up from there.
That's wild. Synchronicity, isn't that
Yeah, it was
something?
good, nice.
For those who have read the book, how tell us about the vision you had on the stoop when you were a kid, and where you saw yourself in Vietnam, and like in a flash forward saw yourself in jail.
Yeah. Let me just say this, man. The vision was very real, okay? And, you know, I was very introspective when I was coming up 10, 14, before all those girls got it, right? And so I was always very introspective. I stayed to myself a lot. And so that morning, I always go half a block down, sit on the street, was like a step to the Northeast Businessmen Association. But subsequently I got locked up over that same street.
That's funny. That's funny.
Right. So when I was teaching for myself, I had this vision. And told me, say, you want to prison. And so yeah, I took it as a 2-year-old would, let it pass through, and went on about my business.
Wow.
And then when I turned 19 and got drafted, it all came back.
That's funny.
You know, it all came back then.
That is funny.
And
wow.
So I survived the war. And almost less than a year after I came home from the war, I did the prison and was in prison in 1970. Got on 68, did the crime in 1969, locked up in 1970.
Wow.
Now you gotta understand that this was not a bank or anything. This was the main post office in Washington, D.C., which is now known as Trump Hotel, right? And I was, you know, when I came home, I opened a job as a police officer or worked for the post office. I was the post office, right? And it was there that I found what was going on, et cetera, et cetera. And I was told that people were willing to participate. They just had someone to do it. And, you know, raise my hand. And so we laid followed the truck for about 3 or 4 days to get down to the back route from the post office to the Railroad dock sign, which was like across the street from the main Metropolitan Police headquarters in D.C.
Wow. At the
it was like challenges, you know? And once I got comfortable with how things were gonna go down, what the driver and the guard would do.
Yeah.
So every time they would come in, they pulled up to the dock, pull into the exact same parking space, which goes all the way back to the dock, right? So I said, wow. And there's no way we could have been visible to them, right? And so we had to find a way how to hide. So I had one brother stand on the left side, other brother on the dock behind a skid, leaned up against the dock. I laid down next to the driver's side parking space line with a paint cover over me. Can y'all believe that? And I punched a hole where I could see.
Yep.
And then he went down, then that's probably what would happen. But anyway, so once the truck pulled into the parking space like it always did, all that was raised up, and I had control of the car. And I walked him on back to the back of the truck, to the dock, put him in the backside, and other two put the driver in the backside and head on back down towards the main post office. And we had a getaway car parked on the post office block. So what I ended up doing, I had a post office uniform, okay? And so when I drove the truck back to the lot, I got into our getaway car and went over to my parents' house. That's where we developed money.
Wow. So in the movie, the police officer getting shot, that didn't really happen then.
Look, it was no shooting, no killing, no nothing. Look here. This was pretty much a perfect crime until the FBI told one of the guys that was involved in it, and he told everything. In his fault.
Wow.
But he told everything, so it ended up catching everybody.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Nobody's lives were put in danger, and that was the testimony in court.
Yeah.
By the guard and the driver.
Yep. Wow.
And then let me distinguish this in there. So they charged me under 2 statutes. One, a federal statute, robbing the postal custodian of the mails without putting their lives in danger.
Wow.
That was a mandatory 5 years.
Damn.
That was the actual charge. But it has notoriety, crime is that they charging us with bank robbery, which is like 15 years to life.
It's not a bank though, like you said.
Yeah, so you know, we went to court with those two charges. No, we went to court with only one charge.
Mm.
The bank robbery charge.
Wow.
And so was convicted, went on down to the prison and started fighting my case.
Mm.
And maybe 4 or 5 years later, maybe 2.5 years later, I went back before the court, put in my presentation for a reduction center, and went. Now, while in prison, man, I organized the very first Veterans Affairs office recognized by the VA inside of a prison.
See that?
Operating and administered by Vietnam veterans.
Yeah.
And I subsequently, after that, on that note, I was recognized, with that accomplishment, I was recognized at the White House by Jimmy Carter. I think I sent you that picture.
Yes, you did.
Carter, right?
You did. Yep.
And you see how you can see my attire.
Yeah.
That was my attire in prison.
Wow.
That was my attire in prison. Man. You can see that. But that's a whole stroke. That was another story how they would advance because I had to claim my religious faith so that I can wear my turban, wear my culture garments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there you go. Next one.
That was mind blowing. This wasn't part of the original, but like in the movie, there was definitely like an overtone that the judge was. I'm just gonna be blunt. Was a real prick. You know, like I said in the movie, the overall ending was that the judge was a real prick. So you're basically saying in real life that guy was like motivated.
Yeah, well, you know, he just disregarded my status as a Vietnam veteran, never been incarcerated before in my life and all that. He just, you know, like I say, it was the crime was had a lot of high notoriety. And so that's why they sentenced us to 15 to 30 years. They sentenced us to 10 to 30 years. And guess what? Like when on that stoop, that I'll go to war and be in prison for 5 years.
That's crazy. That worked out.
It's real, man. And almost 5 years to the day, I was sentence.
Wow, God has had you on a mission, and
big time. And I'm telling you about other than 12.
I'm sure you've heard it, but I personally wanna thank you for your service. You know, hold on. What the hell did I just do?
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Christopher, you could unmute yourself in a few minutes. I'm not able to unmute you. I was having some audio issues with Ari. But anyway, when you were,
Since I talked about Wallace in 1985 down at Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
This is my autographed copy of the book, right?
Oh, nice.
And here's what Wallace says to me in the autograph. So to Ari, here's to chapter 7, one of the original Bloods. Keep the faith, my fellow editor.
That's awesome.
Free press, state press forever. God keep us, my brother. Wallace and Janice, Little Rock, 9/11, 1985.
That's awesome.
And at the time I was in Little Rock, I revitalized the Arkansas State Press newspaper, which was the only black newspaper in the state.
Wow.
It hadn't published in 24 years. And it was owned by Daisy and Elsie Bates. They was all involved with NAACP at the time. She was like the national president of NAACP at one time. And after I went down to Little Rock to set up the Vietnam Vet Center, with my professional name was with respect to incarcerated veterans. And so, after testifying before Congress, the readjustment problem of Vietnam veterans, you know, they offered me the opportunity to set up a Vietnam Vet Center.
Wow.
And I said, well, I'm going to Little Rock. That's the part of the place I need to go. I know the brothers down there in the prisons are having a tough time. So, me and my adventurous self, I decided to go to Little Rock. And once I got there at the Vet Center, it was a 4-man team that set up the Vet Center, right? And, you know, there was a team leader who was a psychiatrist. Never before. So I didn't understand what was going on. And so I said, man, look, I made my name assistant veterans in prison. And that's what I expect to do the same here. You know, we're not dealing with veterans in prison. We're not dealing with prison. So that didn't last too long. I think didn't last my 90 days. My 90 days probation period. So after I got fired there, Daisy Bates made contact with me, and she said, "Oh, we can do it. I want to talk to my people." I'm not doing this. I've never done that before. But she's the type of person, very convincing and very encouraging. Yeah, it's okay. I said, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go take a class, business class at Little Rock University. And I ended up doing triple class. I think I take it one semester. Hey man, I was ready to go.
Nice.
I ended up, started doing the newspaper, breaking stories. Newspaper for the records, Arkansas State Press newspaper. I sent you a picture of Daisy Mason and I.
Yep.
Which was in the Jet magazine.
Wow.
Back in the day, with our first published newspaper since that 24-year hiatus. And I think President Bill Clinton was on the front cover. Him and Jesse Jackson. So that's what I did. I put the paper back on the street.
Nice.
We got a circulation, a lot of publicity. And that was like in 84. In 89, I went to grad school. I think but not started a little she ended up selling the paper. But the paper's still published. I think a Crane family. The Crane family in Little Rock. Now you put the family in Times Up. That's what you do with the paper. It's all family. Everybody in the family is an attorney. Wow. About 9 of them.
Damn.
All of them, So they ended up buying the paper very close to Daisy Bates and whatnot. They didn't want to see the paper just disappear after her death. And I think one of the occurrences was like the wife of Bill Clinton, special secretary or special envoy or something like that. But anyhow,
it's like
we got the paper done. We saved the paper. I went on to grad school. And so that was the end of my time in Little Rock. I went to grad school, ended up before Arkansas State University Center for Economic Development. Now, Arkansas State University is in northeast Arkansas, Pure County, and it's only that in that part of the state. So I ended up there, and of course, at that time, Congress was
oh, fuck. Chris, sorry, hold on one second.